Saltwater Hot Spring Spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
A blown left headlight is making Erica's drive to her son's soccer game darker and darker. So she goes to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
where a friendly AutoZoner finds her 2 new bulbs
These lights have the most clarity.
and helps her get back on the road so she can brighten her drive and the cheering section.
All right, all right.
See clearer and drive safer with new lights. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Funding for federal food benefits will continue this month, but only partially. The Trump administration is tapping into a contingency fund to pay for SNAP. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns explains.
A judge's ruling said that they had to tap into this contingency fund to be able to pay out benefits, even though that would last only about 3 weeks or so, according to some estimates. Wouldn't really cover everybody, but still, payments have already been delayed.
And it's not clear how long it'll take for those benefits to reach recipients. Meanwhile, in Seattle, the city council just ratified an emergency proclamation to make up for the lack in SNAP funding. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch reports.
Currently, there are more than 50,000 people in Seattle who depend on SNAP, and their benefits ran out November 1st. The city council voted unanimously 9-0 to support the proclamation and free up $8 million to fund SNAP through the end of the year. Councilmember Alexis Mercedes Rink.
The federal government has the power to turn this funding back on, even during a shutdown, and they simply lack the will to do so. This is a choice.
Money from the city will come from its $85 million discretionary sub-fund. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The creator of ChatGPT has signed a $38 billion deal with Amazon. CBS News tech contributor Ian Scher has more.
As OpenAI continues to grow, it needs vast amounts of computing power for its AI projects like ChatGPT and Sora and all these other technologies. But it also can't just rely on one company. And until now, it's been mostly focused on its relationship with Microsoft.
The deal was announced just days after OpenAI loosened its exclusive ties with Microsoft. Well, Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh is officially a finalist for American League MVP.
The pitch to Cal, swing and a drive, deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
His 60 home runs this season were a record for a catcher and a switch hitter. He also led the league with 125 RBIs. Raleigh joins Yankees slugger Aaron Judge and Cleveland's Jose Ramirez as the three finalists. The winner will be announced November 13th. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:32. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, the Emerald Queen Casino has the update. Rain is really making for a tough commute out there, and right now South 5 into Seattle is stop and go from Lake City Way all the way down to the West Seattle Bridge. Some of this is just from an earlier collision, but it really hasn't improved much. We cleared that collision almost an hour ago. Linwood to Seattle is taking 40 minutes. Seattle to Everett, Bellevue to Everett are 45-minute drives. I-5, you're all clear until you hit Shoreline. 405, though, has scattered backups between Kirkland and Canyon Park. Bellevue to South Center is at 40 minutes. It's packed as you approach 520 down to Coal Creek Parkway. Seattle to Federal Way is up to 55 minutes. Heavy volumes from the Boeing Access Road down to 516. Just volume here. There are no blocking issues. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway has gone up to a 55-minute commute. And in Tacoma, southbound 509, you're bumper to bumper as you approach the Puyallup River all the way over to 705. Again, just volume here. This is about a mile and a half solid backup. Comedian Tom Segura is back November 29th at the Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready for another night of nonstop laughs only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Light rain for this afternoon into early evening. Will dry out tomorrow with some sun breaks. Highs in the low to mid-50s. Right now we're at 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home Comfort Alliance. There you go. I heard you, Andrew. Bum, 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 bum. Home Comfort Alliance when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. It's homecomfortalliance.com. All right. Went to this event in Lewiston, Idaho over the weekend for Boys and Girls Club. Love going there. And meet the DJ as I'm walking out of the fine Holiday Inn. I stayed in the Holiday Inn there.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm walking out, young guy, and he goes, yeah, you don't see much on social media for your auctioneering. I said, nah, I don't like doing that sort of stuff. I said, you don't do much. You're a DJ? He goes, I got about 1.5 million followers. I'm like, what? You have 1.5 million followers? How the hell's that happen? You spin records. I go home. I said, Nick, you know this guy? She goes, oh, yeah, I follow him. I'm like, wow.
Who?
Huh? Exactly. What? Yeah, not to show you why. You probably follow him, Sophia. You probably do. You probably know why.
Well, I'm curious who it is now.
Hang on.
You can't just say he has 500,000 followers and then not share the name.
1.5.
Or 1.5, my bad.
Shoot. I don't even know his name. I wrote it down and I couldn't. He said, well, we can exchange. You have an iPhone? I said, yeah, we just tap our iPhones together and then it'll just. Eric Rhodes, you know who that is?
I don't, but DJs are a big deal.
Well,
they're a big deal these days.
The kids today with their music. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This day in history. Here's my day in history thing. Show my desk keeps getting smaller. Man, my
this one too?
Skills are so bad. Here we are. This day in history. I found it. 1765, the Stamp Act. Okay. Goes into effect in American colonies. This was probably the beginning of the breaking of the camel's back. A Black Bart makes his stagecoach robbery in 1883. This guy's the most famous stagecoach robber in the Pacific Northwest. In 1903, the Panama declares independence from Colombia. Howard Hughes and the Spruce Goose flies, filled with all of his dirty Kleenexes. Let's see. Newspaper mistakenly declares Dewey defeats Truman. I was going to do that, but as more information came to me, I was like, screw that one. And then Soviet Union launches a dog into outer space. And then the Crystals are in the #1 hit for He's a Rebel, but they didn't sing it. That was in 1962. I was going to look into that one. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? Because it's more kind of local. We're sort of a local show. We like local stuff.
Oh, Black Bart.
We're Black Bart.
Yes.
So here's the story about Black Bart. His real name was Charles E. Bowles. He was from England. And he decided that he wanted to come and find his fortune in California during the gold rush of 1849. So Mr. Bowles heads out to California. He's looking for some gold. Then he decides he wants to join the Army, so he fights on the Union side. He's fighting for a couple of years. He gets injured, and then he gets out. And then he says, I'm going back to California. And he does. He goes back there. But by this point, he has lost just about everything. Lost all of his money. Number of family members have died as well. So he gets really desperate. He's walking along one day, and he's starving. And he comes across a farmer. And he said, excuse me, sir, can I please have something to eat? The farmer gives him something to eat, and then the farmer screams at him about being a poor bum and, people like you are ruining this country, and you're a horrible human being, and you're lucky I'm giving you anything. I should give you a good, swift kick in the rear end or something, with farmer talk.
Sure.
And Mr. Bowles, at this point, he is so humiliated that he decides, stop me for one second, make it far more dramatic. I will never, ever, ever beg for money again. Never. I won't allow myself be humiliated by a farmer. Music, please. So he decides to rob stagecoaches instead. I'd rather rob than be yelled at by farmers. So he's a pretty clever guy. A lot of times what he does is when he stops the stagecoach, normally a Wells Fargo stagecoach, and he'll say something like, with the guy on the stagecoach will be, whoa, hold on a second. He might have a gun too. So Bowles has got a gun, but then Bowles used to get 3 hats, put them up behind a rock somewhere, and then get sticks that sort of look like guns. And he would say, make one move for the wrong, and these guys will unload the guns on you. So the guy on the stagecoach would be like, oh boy, okay. I'm surrounded by empty hats and sticks, but good enough for me. So then they would turn over the Wells Fargo cash box to Mr. Bowles, and then he would often leave a little note behind. He left fun notes. He would often sign them as Black Bart, the P.O.8, like poet. I don't know, ever. Here's one. Here I lay me down to sleep, to wait the coming morrow. Perhaps success, perhaps defeat, the end everlasting sorrow. But yet, what will I try it on? My conditions can't be worse. If there's money in that box, 'tis money in my purse.
Ooh, nice.
Ouch. Ouch. And he, one time they finally got him. You see, he robbed for about 8 years. He held up about 28 coaches. And then one time he gets shot, injured, and he leaves behind one of his little dainty sort of, I don't know, like a little cloth thing that he would always had with him, and handkerchiefs, and it had the initials on it. Well, this guy, the detective, finds the handkerchief left behind, traces it to a laundry somewhere in San Francisco, and the guy that runs the laundry is like, yeah, I recognize that guy. That's Bowles. And that's how they caught him, because they left that thing behind, because they didn't know what he looked like. He would always have a long duster on, and he wore a flour sack over his head. The gun that he had, which was a double-barrel shotgun, was never loaded either. Well, they end up charging him with only one of the crimes. He's supposed to go to prison for 10 years. He only does 4 years for good behavior. And when they asked him, are you ever planning on robbing again? He says, no, I will never rob anyone ever again. And they never found him again. They don't know whatever happened to him. They know he's afraid of horses. That's why he didn't have a horse to run away on. And he just ended up kind of just spending the rest of his life in obscurity. He had lost hearing in one of his ears. I think he went blind as well, and had really aged him for 4 years in prison. He said he would never go back to prison again, will never commit another crime again. And that is a story of Black Bart. There you go.
That. Truly rehabilitated.
He kind of broke him down.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
About that.
And now you know the rest of the story.
Yes.
I always thought he was a pirate. But now the Christmas movie, when, he gets the air rifle and he's going to go get Black Bart.
Yeah.
Now it all makes sense.
Yes, and Black Bart is also a character in Legos. He's a little character.
Oh, yeah?
Nate would know. Nate, you collect a lot of Legos, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a kid who plays Legos, so yeah, we've got thousands. of pieces.
Just checking. They're fun to step on in the middle of the night, aren't they?
I'm used to it now.
Okay, fine. Check traffic for us now?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Seattle
you.
International Auto Show has the update. South 5 into Seattle is packed at Ravenna down to the West Seattle Bridge. Linwood to Seattle continues to improve, though. We're down to 35 minutes. Seattle to Everett still at 45. You're still crowded between Shoreline and Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, though, you just hit 1 hour, and it's getting real thick between Kirkland and Canyon Park now. Seattle to Federal Way just hit 1 hour. Heavy volumes from the Boeing Access Road to 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway holding steady at 55 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia continues to look great this afternoon, just a 35-minute trip. And in Tacoma, southbound 509, you're in about a mile and a half solid backup approaching the Puyallup River over to 705. As far as I can tell, this is just volume. See him, touch him, drive him at the Seattle International Auto Show, presented by BECU, Lumen Field Event Center, November 14 through 16. Discover your drive at seattleautoshow.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Dr. Wagner over there at Seattle Sports for Regenerative Medicine. I was thinking about you on Saturday because your last words to me about 3 weeks ago after I did the stem cell procedure with you was, take it easy. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, and we want to check and see how this is going, because I had a really bad hip. My other doctor told me, that I had to get an entire hip replacement, so I decided I'm going to go see Dr. Mark Wagner because I hear so many great stories about people that have bad shoulders and elbows and ankles and wrists and knees. Oh, my. How about stem cell procedure? So Dr. Wagner's done about 20,000 of these. I go and I meet him, and I'm like, yes, this is going to be good. So I get the procedure, and then on Saturday, I'm in Lewiston, and the stage is 5.5 feet high, 3 feet wide. And I thought, how am I going to get off this stage if I want to go over and, talk to a bidder? So one point, I stop. I look down. I think, oh, Dr. Wagner would not appreciate this. I jumped off the stage. But it was okay. So that's the good news. The other good news, if you've got a bad hip or elbow or shoulder or wrist and you're being told, well, you got to get surgery. Wait, don't do it. Don't do it. Think about a stem cell procedure, and you've got to go see Dr. Mark Wagner. Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. That's Dr. Mark Wagner, MD.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Matt Defector.
The campaigns are wrapping up. It's time to vote.
If you haven't already.
Our old friend Dave Ross joins us with his thoughts on the big races.
OpenAI teams up with Amazon and the filibuster and why President Trump wants to kill it. New York Times investigative reporter David Farenthold on the big national stories.
Sully has traffic every 10 minutes.
Join us tomorrow 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good to Go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good to Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
The markets and the economy will change, but you should always know what you can rely on from your financial advisor. I'm John Ramsire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle. With deep planning and investment expertise, Baird's financial advisors have guided individuals and families through changing markets for more than 100 years. And in all that time, our guiding principle has never changed. Our clients come first, always. Discover the Baird difference at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Here we go with the John Curley Show, and you coming along for the ride. Teeny is, she's back in her rightful spot back there. She was on the floor for the first segment.
I know.
Hey there, Teeny. 1-888-973-5476. All are welcome, even, what's his name, Carl?
Colin,
yeah. Thank you, Colin, for holding me accountable for the things I don't say. Okay. 1-888-973-5476. So remember the story of the guy's driving his truck overturns, in the back of the truck, the tractor trailer, are a bunch of monkeys, like 43 of these monkeys that were being transported from Tulane University to a medical center or something. And then the concern was, do these monkeys have some sort of virus or something? That would be a great movie, right? Isn't Dustin Hoffman in that with Outbreak? Wasn't that the name of the movie? Yeah.
Nice, John.
I read the book.
Well, he wasn't in the book.
I know, but that just gives some reference to people that just okay. So people were like, "Oh my gosh, the monkey's dangerous." I think 3 of them had not been found yet. So this one lady is there in Mississippi. She hears the monkey nearby, or sees the monkey from her house. So then she decides she's got a couple of kids, and there's a monkey, and I don't know. What do you think?
My son was the one who actually said that he heard the monkeys. And I said, well, go look and see. I was trying to get my phone and get my gun together. And he come to the door and he said, Ma, I think the monkey out there. And I come out here and I bagged my truck up because I didn't want to be out here by the monkey and it run up to me. So I shot at it the first time. He just sat there. And I shot again. And that's when he went back. And I said, I was confused because he wasn't scared of anything. He didn't move. He just sitting there watching me.
Ooh, scary, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was calling the police and calling everybody to come get it. So if another one come in my yard, I'm going to have to take care of it too.
All right.
Washington is not calling the monkey outbreaks here an emergency.
I hope not. Thank you, Aaron. I guess she describes how he hit it the second time and then it went back.
Yeah, it fell. That was a kill shot.
Went back to its maker. Ray says she was asked about the sound of the monkey that it was made, and she said,
"Did you hear any like a noise that the animal made? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never heard a monkey before.
It
I don't
was
know much
making
about
some noises, and I couldn't understand what kind of noise it was. I guess it was just monkey noises. I knew it was noises I never.
It says here that she's the sound. Ray asked her about the sound the monkey made, and Jessica offers a tour of the monkey guts. Oh, okay.
I heard in my yard before.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much for talking.
If you want to see the blood and stuff over there, we could walk over there.
Walk over there and take a look at the monkey.
He fell straight down.
Straight down.
Straight down in that corner right there. Yep. You can see like monkey guts sitting over there in the corner.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
What are you doing here?
Okay, there we go. A little slice of life there in Mississippi.
Monkey guts, right here.
Okay. Don't mess around there in Mississippi. Got the gun, backed up the truck, got the phone.
Yeah, she didn't hesitate.
The distance from her house to where the monkey was, I don't know. It seems like, I don't know, call it authorities, and I feel bad for the monkey.
I do too, especially if it didn't have like herpes and COVID and everything else.
Just hanging out?
Yeah, it's just come on.
Is it okay?
Nope.
Let's check traffic with Nate. Nathan, what's going on out there?
It's getting busy. It's raining out there, and that always adds to a slow commute. Seattle Sports has the update. South 5 heading into Seattle, bumper to bumper from Lake City Way to I-90. Linwood to Seattle is at 35 minutes. North 5, you're thick from the Michigan curve into downtown. Our lake bridges look good, though. Westbound 520 eventually jams up as you approach Montlake. Westbound 90, you're clear all the way till you hit Rainier Avenue South. Bellevue to Renton, plan on 35 minutes. It's bumper to bumper from 520 to 112th there in Newcastle. From there, you'll start to thin out, but it's still crowded all the way down to the Renton Landing. Seattle to Federal Way is a 1-hour drive. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 55 minutes. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. I got to tell you something. I love the fact that Closets by Design came to the barn a couple of months ago and put in an entirely new storage for us. Downstairs in the garage, of course it's downstairs, they have an entire wall of cabinets. And I was skeptical. I said, Nick, we don't need this. It's okay. 15 cans of paint spilling over onto the ground is no big deal. And who cares about all the projects I've half done? Now, when you pull into the garage, there's the beautiful wall of cabinets, and all of my mess and all of the crappy projects I'm probably never going to finish are hidden behind the cabinets. And upstairs, they put in a brand new master bedroom. It's just gorgeous. And then they even came up with the designs in order to store all the towels and blankets and everything else we have. They built cabinets for us. When Closets by Design says they're going to customize, they truly customize. They're a local company, been around for 22 years. It's family run. And man, I'm telling you, even though it's customized, the price is not so customized. Look at this, 40% off and 15% off. Big savings in 18 months financing and free installation. ClosetsByDesign.com. Give them a call. Have them come to your place. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
A 55-yard interception return by Easley.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 45, Kenny Easley, as pure an athlete as has ever played that free safety position. Saw him the very first day at training camp after his first-round draft choice. All of us veterans looked at each other and said, we've got something here, and we sure did.
Since the beginning, KIRO is where Seattle and the Pacific Northwest have heard the Seahawks play. Here's to the next 50 years.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone.
Where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. looks like he needs a new one, so he gets the Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Nobody likes that backed up feeling.
Because everyone's home.
More people, more problems.
Hard getting things done.
Harder on your drain.
Wait, what?
I'm talking about slow clogged drains.
Right. You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
What's the deal with drains?
People are home more.
Lots more.
So we're seeing more drain clogs.
Because they're used more?
Flushing things that shouldn't be.
Yeah, and I'm running my disposal more too.
And before you know it, you've got a clog.
So, I call Apollo Plumbing?
You call, we come, it's cleared. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
We're clog busting, drain clearing plumbing professionals.
Even really bad clogs?
We're not done till your drain's clear.
Promise?
We can get it clear, or the service is free.
Now that's a guarantee.
Plus, Apollo plumbers are clean, screened, trained, and timely.
Clean really matters.
Your safety and ours is something we take seriously.
CDC seriously?
Booty sanitizers, gloves, masks.
Appreciate that.
We even offer contact-free plumbing.
If I want?
Right, because we aim to be your personal plumber.
And my drain?
There's no clog we can't clear.
Guaranteed.
We're Apollo Plumbing, always ready right now.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What a morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
Shutdown air travel snarled.
You know, it's just what can you do about it? We're just in a spot where we have to wait.
Stumping on election eve.
Voters will choose new governors in 2 of the 4 states holding elections.
A 3-time Oscar nominee has died.
If you even think about seeing Lula, you're dead.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Day 34 of the government shutdown, and the lines spilled outside of the Houston airport this morning due to short staffing and long TSA lines.
Well, I really appreciate the people that are here today. Otherwise, no one would be getting through.
I've been here for 4 hours. My feet hurt, my legs hurt, my back hurts. I'm very tired.
There are over 2,800 total delays and over 75 cancellations within, into, or out of the U.S. today, according to FlightAware. The Trump administration has committed to partially fund SNAP during the government shutdown. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
The USDA will comply with the court order that says it must use emergency funding to continue paying SNAP recipients reduced benefits. But it says it likely won't be quick, blaming bureaucracy and old systems for the potential delay in payments nationwide. Since every state is different, a top USDA official told a federal judge it could take a few weeks to up to several months.
Tomorrow is Election Day, with some races getting a lot of attention, seen as possible bellwethers for next year's midterms. In New Jersey's race for governor, Democrat Mikey Sherrill is being endorsed by former President Obama, while Republican Jack Ciattarelli is trying to distance himself from President Trump's policies.
Donald Trump has nothing to do with our property taxes, nothing to do with our monthly electric bills, public safety, public education, overdevelopment.
Virginia is set to have its first female governor. Democrat Abigail Spanberger tells voters,
in Virginia, we need a governor who will stand up against the chaos and endeavor to create stability, steadiness,
business and job growth here on the ground.
Republican Virginia Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earle-Sears says Spanberger is wrong for Virginia. In New York City's race for mayor, Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani is leading in polls against Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa and former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's running as an independent. Former President Obama has praised Mamdani's campaign, but stopped short of endorsing him. CBS's Hunter Woodall.
Some Democrats who are actively backing former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. At the same time, you have progressive icons like Senator Bernie Sanders, like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who are vocally supporting Mamdani and really showing how much tension there is between the progressive left and the center in today's Democratic Party.
A North suburban Chicago man has been arrested for allegedly making a threat to kill President Trump. 57-year-old Trent Schneider of Winthrop Harbor, Illinois, has been ordered to remain detained in federal custody pending a detention hearing on Thursday. Now this.
Sponsored by Progressive. See why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
On Election Day Eve, we hear from both voters and elections officials. That is after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, Bucky's Complete Auto Care has our update. Heading into Seattle, South 5 is jam-packed from Lake City Way down to I-90. Linwood to Seattle is a 35-minute commute. North 5, you're packed from the Michigan Curve into downtown. Those lake bridges are doing okay, but in Bellevue, westbound 520 at the off-ramp to 108th Avenue, crash blocks your two center lanes of that off-ramp. Up in Lake City, northbound on Lake City Way at 80th, a car fire blocks your right lane, and that's got traffic backed up to I-5. Bellevue to Renton, plan on about 35-40 minutes. It's bumper to bumper from 520 to 112th in Newcastle. From there, you'll start to thin out, but it's crowded all the way down to the Renton Landing before you catch a good break. Seattle to Federal Way, 1 hour. It's packed from the south end of Boeing Field all the way down to State Route 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, still holding steady at 55 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia still looks great at just a 40-minute drive. For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Well, tomorrow is General Election Day. You have until 8 p.m. to ensure your ballot is counted. KIRO 7 TV finding this voter at a ballot drop box in Everett.
I've always used the drop boxes. I did hear that that people that didn't get it in the mail early enough didn't get it postmarked. I guess that made it even more important to me to use the drop box.
Now, the Secretary of State's office is advising against mailing ballots this close to Election Day because they may not be postmarked on time. Director of Elections Stuart Holmes says you can take your ballot to the post office.
Take it up to the counter, have them what's called hand cancel that, mark it as received on Election Day so it'll get counted by the county elections officials.
Today, the Secretary of State says an error kept thousands of automatic voter registrations from being processed in both Ferry and Stevens counties. The issue affected nearly 6,800 applications between July of last year and last week. Most were already registered, they say, but about 920 voters may still be unregistered in those counties. Seattle police are investigating a string of violent incidents this weekend in the Pioneer Square neighborhood. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has details.
A security guard is under arrest after police say he shot a man in the leg outside a nightclub early Saturday in Pioneer Square. Hours later, just blocks away, another man was stabbed several times in his back, head, and side. But King County Prosecuting Attorney spokesperson Casey McNerthney says, believe it or not, crime is down.
There's a lot that's happening to try to solve this, but when you only hear the first part of that headline, it's understandably concerning.
Violence continued Sunday. Police arrested a 21-year-old for a drive-by shooting and seized 2 cars. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Washington State Supreme Court will hear arguments in January on whether Initiative 2066 is constitutional. Voters approved that measure last year to keep natural gas as an energy option. King County judge struck it down, however, saying it violated the state's single subject rule. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy right now and light rain for a few more hours. Tomorrow will be dry with some sun breaks, highs in the mid-50s. Right now, 47 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination.
Oh, good.
Beyond it is another dimension.
Oh, gosh.
A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Wow, look at you, Andrew. That's nice, all that going on there, huh?
It feels like the Twilight Zone in here a lot of the time.
Does it really feel like that to you? All right. 1-888-973-5476. Enter the Twilight Zone, the John Curley Show. All are welcome. How's our buddy doing that's hanging on every word and then telling people and gaslighting people?
He's doing fine. We'll get to him a little bit later.
All right, then never mind. There you go. You're all sourpuss. There we go. All right. Number one in your program, number one in your heart. Ann Davison, welcome back. I finally found your opponent because you are the Seattle City Attorney.
I am.
With the dreaded R next to your name, I might add. The scarlet letter that normally causes the obituary for anybody running in the city of Seattle if you are a Republican. Why do you say you're a Republican? Couldn't you just lie and tell everybody you're a moderate or you're a Democrat or a socialist Democrat? Couldn't you just do something like that?
There's a lot of people who want to make this nonpartisan office partisan.
Let me say something. There is no such thing. I ran for Smash City Council. It's nonpartisan. Of course it's partisan because I knock on people's doors and they're, oh, you're Republican or Democrat. I said it's nonpartisan. They go, yeah, right. What are you?
Well, I'm going to say I've said the same policies no matter what label I put on myself or whatever anybody else wants to call me. I'm talking about what are the policies that are dealing with the societal problems that our city of Seattle is facing. And I've said the same thing no matter what.
Right. I get that, Ann. But you know how quickly people just want to go good, bad, yes, no, right? They just, okay, R, was that for Republican? Okay, no, right? Because you got the giant Donald Trump stuff, all that other stuff hanging over top of you. And when you read anything about you, it's like you are the only Republican elected in Seattle, right? It's pretty amazing. So I know you try to say, listen, that's that, but I just call balls and strikes, and I want to make sure the city of Seattle is a safe place for people to walk down the street, and the people that are breaking the law should be held accountable for the breaking of the laws, right?
1,000%.
Okay. So I find your opponent, Erica Evans, who, again, was not that easy to kind of catch stuff on or to see her. So she ends up on Fox 13. I don't know when this. Joe, when was this? Like last week or something?
Yeah, I think late last week.
Yeah, okay. So she's on there, and the gal there, Hannah Kim, did a pretty good job. She asked her a bunch of questions. Here she is. This is something I think you guys disagree on. So this is Evans is asked about repeat offenders. And mentions the high utilizer program.
What do you do, though, in the city attorney's office when you constantly see the same people?
You're going to have to answer the same question from Ms. Kim, so hold on.
Re-offending the same way, whether that's 6 shoplifting cases or 10 assault cases. What do you do in that situation?
And by the way, before she gives her answer, remember when I asked the mayor this and he said, well, I want to know why they're doing this. You know, the last thing I want to do is put them in jail. I want to know why they're hungry. I want to know what their life story is. I want to know what their childhood was like. And then he, went on trying to save. I think once he dug that hole, he realized, oh my God, I got to get out of it. So he added about 23 more seconds. But his main comment was, I want to know if they're hungry. I want to know what their life story is. I don't. Last thing I want to do is put them in jail. So that was the mayor. Now here's her answer.
I think there needs to be accountability. If we're talking about, for example, the high utilizer program that the current city attorney has, what the data showed on that a lot of those folks are actually dealing with substance use or have mental health needs. And so when we're seeing someone do something over and over again, just put them in jail and then they'll be out in a few days and they'll do it again, like you're saying, that doesn't work. And that costs us more money as taxpayers because it's extremely expensive, around $600 a day for someone to be in jail.
Okay.
First of all, it's not that much. So okay. That's the first part. And understanding that the recidivism rates for people, when we have done this focused approach, the high utilizer initiative, focusing on the criteria that we use.
Explain what high utilizer rate means.
So I use that term to encompass what you just described as Bruce Harrell's answer, which is I don't want to call somebody a repeat offender because I don't want to label them as an offender. I don't like labels. Maybe you could get that. That's the message. I don't want to label them that. They have done some criminal activity. We're watching the frequency and how much we're seeing that criminal activity. They're utilizing a lot of our systems, our police resources, prosecutor resources, court resources, probably hospitals resources, social services.
How about frequent offender?
But again, you're saying they're an offender. Hopefully, they're not going to be an offender after we finish. That's what I'm hoping, right? So, but they currently are high utilizing our system. So that's why I called it that. I want your people to know.
All right.
So, but when we're looking at it, the criteria was we had at least 12 referrals in the past 5 years and 1 in the last 8 months. That's what we started with. And when we launched it in March of 2022, we had people with 40-something referrals to the city attorney's office. They were skyrocketed, way over above the criteria. Now we barely have people that meet that criteria. We are not seeing those same individuals. We update the data quarterly, and 234 people have come through that initiative part, and 90% reduction in recidivism of those people.
So if she's saying that the people are coming in there and they've got drug and mental health problems and stuff like that, that the program doesn't serve them, she's saying, I'm going to hopefully not too many words in her mouth, Erica Evans, but that there's a downstream problem or an upstream problem where if they're committing crimes, it's because they probably have mental health or drug or alcohol problems. So we need to take care of that first before we, make them accountable for their behavior.
If they're incompetent, that's something different.
Right, I'm not
But we're not in that space, so I want your listeners to understand that's not where we are.
Okay.
We are talking about accountability for the enforcement of our laws. And if somebody's going in, because theft was one of the items that went automatically routed to community court. You committed theft, nobody looked at criminal history. So you could have 40 referrals for theft, but if you commit it 41 times, you're going to community court. That's what I walked into. I withdrew from that because it was increasing recidivism. And what I'm doing now with somebody with that, we did the high utilizer initiative. And now we're not seeing those people. And am I in charge of reentry? No, but I absolutely work with those who are the appropriators who build out that treatment and services, whether it's in custody or post-custody, but we need to be making sure we're enforcing our laws and have accountability.
So it was was it 2023, 2024, you got rid of the community court thing?
Correct.
Okay. And you looked at it and you said, this is not working.
It was absolutely increasing recidivism, encouraging people to commit crime.
Explain how community court is supposed to work.
Well, that was version 3.0, and my opponent wants to bring back 4.0, as we said earlier on your last time I was
yes.
On your show, which was a great deal of fun. I'm trying to figure out how you get the earbuds, and we have to have the headphones when we come on your show.
Because I'm vain.
But nonetheless, I have the headphones. So I withdrew from that because it was showing that it was increasing recidivism. And that's a dilution of a diversionary alternative, right, which is what that was. And I've doubled the programmatic pieces.
Explain to people, I'm assuming most people listening have not had to go through community court. What is it supposed to do? What does community court mean?
Well, it's a nice sounding word.
Yes.
And it was really just coming in with, you had committed these types of crimes. We don't look at criminal history. You're going to come here before a judge, and we're going to try to connect you with what we think you need. And that's what it was. And by the time that I exited it, they would not put back community service. We asked for that. So the only thing that was a consequence was watching that life skills video. So again, somebody could be committing theft multiple times. They're just going to watch a video.
Uh-huh.
So that tells someone it's worth the risk to go out and steal, right? Because at the county, they don't prosecute theft at the statutory level of $750. It's $2,000 from their filing standards. So you could go out and steal $1,500, and the most you're going to get is a misdemeanor. And my predecessor had put it into automatic routed to community court. You watch a life skills video. That was the revolving door.
What's in the video that's supposed to convince this person who commits crime after crime after crime? Is it Clockwork Orange? Is that what you're watching?
To me, it's irrelevant because if somebody is committing theft that many times, that is not what we should be doing. We need to tell them it is not okay. Our laws are a reflection of our values, and we value that somebody comes into a retail place, and they need to have a transaction in order to get that item. We have lots of places of donation where if somebody's in need, they can go and they can get it without paying for it.
Okay. So then she goes on to say that only a small percentage of repeat offenders should face jail time.
Only really a small percentage of folks that are just like, I'm not going to listen and do whatever you say. And yeah, there needs to be accountability. At the same time, a majority of folks do want to get clean and do want to have housing.
That's not what the issue is. The issue is crime. It's not that they want to get clean and they want to get housing. It's that they want to stop committing crimes. How you stop committing crimes is you make a deterrent, which is, I see if I commit this crime, they're going to be taking time and they're going to make me stay in a jail. Yes. So that would then you think about it while you're sitting in jail. Like, do I want to commit that crime again? Because there has to be a risk-reward ratio. What are the chances of me being caught? What do I get when I steal? What do I get when I hit somebody over the head? And then what happens to me if I get those? If I get the wallet and I don't get caught, or if I do get caught? But it's not about. I don't think it's about somebody wanting to get clean. I think she jumped right over it.
And if we're going to be good public stewards of our city, we need to be providing the right responses to actually address root causes, which actually saves money at the end of the day and fixes what we want to see in our communities and in our streets. So,
address root causes.
I mean, that is the noble thing to say, because that is easier for somebody who's not in the midst of it. We just want to fix root causes. Okay, but meanwhile, what's happening to the victims?
Yes.
What's happening to a crime victim when this criminal activity is done? We're telling them, suck it up. I'm sorry, that's not my role. My role is to prosecute and enforce the law. And the opposite of compassion is not over-compassion, it's actually indifference. And I put that type of language into the indifference category because it's just an easy thing to say. There are social workers to do that. This is not the Office of Social Work. This is a prosecutor's office where we enforce the laws. And it's a comfortable thing to say that. What I'm saying, we don't want everybody saying what I'm saying because it's not everybody's role, but it is the role that I serve right now, and it's the one I'm going to seek for my second term, because that has to function so the rest of society can do what they need to do. It might be social work. It might be teaching in a class. It might be being a bus driver. But we want them to do their things because I'm taking care of public safety part.
I'm going to play last answer, part of the answer.
What I'm hearing is that you don't believe that even with repeat offenders that jail is really the answer all the time.
I didn't say that. I think that if someone is repeating over and over again and it's like something like they're stealing food, maybe there's another underlying issue that they need help with. I think that...
But food is one thing. What about assaults and things that are actually happening? What about drug crimes and real crimes that are happening on the streets?
You also mentioned assaults. That's not something that should be in community court. If someone's committing a violent assault, I think they need to be in the mainstream docket, not in a community court model.
Did violent criminals go into community court?
Property destruction did. So I'm going to say that that's an enormous amount of our economic vitality is if we have businesses that endure property destruction and they want to think that because a person wasn't hurt that there's not a loss of value. There's a loss of societal norms. And so I think that's a significant piece. And what you heard her say, she did skirt around the drug activity, right? Because she won't enforce the stay out of drug area law, which she has openly said she will not enforce. And how are we going to disrupt the open air drug markets? I don't hear any solution she proposed other than let's focus on treatment and services. Well, again, this is not the Office of Social Work. This is where we prosecute misdemeanor and gross misdemeanor crime throughout the city of Seattle.
So would there be a good place for Miss Evans in the social department somewhere with this sort of attitude?
Well, we are actively wanting to build out misdemeanor reentry. It absolutely needs to be there. That's not within my purview. We would be the handoff of what's happening during custody. We want to see that happening. And what are you going to do after custody? Because we do need to have, as a society, that reentry plan. But that is not the role of the city attorney.
And then the last is you get blamed. You ready for this? For delaying prosecution of DUIs and domestic violence cases.
The more serious cases that office deals with are domestic violence cases and DUIs. And what we have seen with the data is, unfortunately, those cases under the current Republican incumbent is taking longer to file and charge. And that's a problem because that directly impacts public safety.
Aha! Come on, Ann Davison. File, charge.
I mean, I've heard her say that she's the one with the experience coming in, and I'm just going to say my predecessor was a bankruptcy attorney before he was city attorney. I'm coming in with the vision. I'm coming in with the data to back it up, which is why she even knows what the data that she's claiming is mine, but she's not claiming my data. So for DUIs, I want your listeners to understand this is a large system, complex problem at the state level. The state toxicology lab is the only lab under state law that can test blood results for DUIs. Yeah. And they have a 571 delay. So right now I can only prosecute DUIs from blood results that are needed from 2023. There is another way to prosecute. We are building that out with police, but that's not most of the cases. Over half my cases are drugs. It's not alcohol. So we do most of the time need the blood results.
I was surprised. Wasn't the story Richard Sherman, I think it took 2 years or something to get the DUI?
It's close to the statute of limitations. Right now it's 571-day delay before we will get that result. I proposed a legislative fix last session, and I will continue to pursue that this next session, which is to change our state law and to allow us to use private labs. Over half the states do that, including Oregon, so that we can reduce that time when we do need the blood results to then get that conviction, so we can get impaired drivers off the road, because it is going in the wrong direction for our state. We've had over a 90% increase of fatalities from impaired drivers over the past decade. And you combine that with our lax drug enforcement that we had under my predecessor, which my opponent directly supports and worked there, we will go back to increasing our roadway fatalities from drug-impaired drivers. I'm trying to take it the opposite way.
Yeah, Ann Davison, it seems pretty clear to me. If you're sitting there with your ballot in the kitchen table, I don't know Erica Evans, but it seems like she wants to go in a direction I think we've tried before, from 2020 to 21, 22, all in there. And this idea, well, we need to have a better understanding, and it's really not their fault. The system has failed them. The system has failed them. The problem in this, you say that the system has failed. Now you're searching around trying to find something, as opposed to the direct action that you took to break the law, and someone needs to hold you accountable. I think Miss Evans' basic idea is, let's treat this the way we were doing prior to you getting in there.
It's just system avoidance, right, for criminal defendants. And again, what we need to know is what is happening for those people. It's important to know, but again, informing those actors where that's the space. But my space is to enforce the law. When I get referrals from police, when I have evidence, I can prosecute, and that's the right response. I've doubled diversion for early criminal activity. It's cheaper than the community court, and it's actually showing great response and lower recidivism, but it's not appropriate for everybody. So I've built out the continuum to have at my discretion to be able to mainstream prosecute and also have diversion.
If you don't win, what happens to the city of Seattle?
We do go back to a sense of lawlessness, because with her not enforcing the soap and soda laws, where we are starting to get a better handle in those neighborhoods that have been just so entrenched with criminal activity from open-air drug markets and prostitution and trafficking of predominantly women and girls, those will increase. My proposed legislation has all been passed by this council. It's all been public safety focused. I've been laser focused on public safety in the city of Seattle and improving that and showing my work with my data. And I am so committed to this city. I've lived here 30 years, raising my son and daughter here. They can tell a difference since I've been in office. When my kids say, wow, Mom, you had to get elected to make this different, that's my level of commitment to the city.
So when you ground your kids or take away their iPhones and stuff, I assume you're pretty tough on them.
Well, consistency is the main part, right?
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's consistency. If we as a city become inconsistent in the enforcement of our laws, which we will if my opponent were to be city attorney, instead of me in a second term where we would have 8 years of the consistent approach I brought, we will have a different Seattle that we knew under my predecessor of 12 years. I'm trying to dig us out from that.
Wow, sounds like a campaign speech there. Ann Davison, thanks for coming in and spend some time with us.
Do we get to do traffic again?
Yes, throw to Nate.
Nate, you're on.
All right, thanks, Ann. Hey, Seattle to Everett doing all right, taking just 45 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, quite a different story. An hour and 10-minute commute. You're backed up from mid-Bellevue all the way to Canyon Park, and you're coming to a complete stop at times through Kirkland. South 5 heading into Seattle. It's packed from Lake City Wade, I-90, Linwood to Seattle, back up to 45 minutes. North 5 remains heavy coming around that Michigan curve in the downtown. Bellevue, we cleared that crash from the 108th off-ramp from westbound 520. Bellevue to Renton will take you 40 minutes. It's heavy from 520 all the way down to the VMAC. Seattle to Federal Way is still a 1-hour commute. It is solid from the south end of Boeing Field to 516. And if you take the Port Townsend-Coopville Ferry, that route is canceling a number of sailings tonight and tomorrow night due to low tides, and those sailings are 5:15 and 6:45 out of Port Townsend, and the 6 o'clock and 7:30 out of Coopville. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'm telling you right now, I know what it's like. You begin to watch the hairs start to slowly disappear. The crown goes away, and the next thing you know, the hair losses rob you of your identity. That is exactly how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair, because Advanced Hair has got this simple one-day treatment. And they grew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you, because if you're looking in the mirror, and you notice, yes, it's starting to thin. You can start to change your hairstyle around. Maybe you're going to do a comb over. Remember those comb overs? Or maybe a collection of hats or something. Or just get your hair back. Because let's face it, that's what you really want. You can set up a free consultation. They give you $250 off, 250 free hair graft at 425-449-8185. And don't wait, because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. So a call to them is appropriate. 425-449-8185. Or you want to check them out online at advancedhair.com and look at the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Matt Defector.
The campaigns are wrapping up. It's time to vote.
If you haven't already.
Our old friend Dave Ross joins us with his thoughts on the big races.
OpenAI teams up with Amazon and the filibuster and why President Trump wants to kill it. New York Times investigative reporter David Farenthold on the big national stories.
Sully has traffic every 10 minutes.
Join us tomorrow 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Wellness. How do you practice it easily every day? At Olympic Hot Tub, we have more ways to achieve total wellness at home than ever before. Immerse yourself and let jets melt stress away in a saltwater hot spring spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
The first few steps that I took in the morning were pretty painful.
This is Carlos.
I mean, I had been told by multiple orthopedic surgeons that there was no alternative for me.
That wasn't what he wanted to hear. You see, Carlos is an active guy.
I played basketball, and for 3 to 4 days after, my knees would just be so swollen. And now I can play basketball, and there is no no swelling. There is no pain in the knees.
No swelling, no pain, because Carlos went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm just happy to be able to be out there. And then knowing that tomorrow I am not going to suffer for this.
What do you say to your friends and family who are in pain?
I say, I had horrible knee pain and stem cells really worked for me. You might want to go to Dr. Wagner, just get a consultation before you have surgery.
Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. A new week in the nation's capital begins with more calls from each side to end the government shutdown. U.S. Senate Majority Leader Republican John Thune.
The vast majority of Democrats in this body were perfectly willing to prolong the shutdown and the American people's pain.
Meantime, millions of Americans will see their federal food aid continued, but not fully. As CBS's Stacey Lynn reports, it could take some time.
The USDA will comply with the court order that says it must use emergency funding to continue paying SNAP recipients reduced benefits. But it says it likely won't be quick, blaming bureaucracy and old systems for the potential delay in payments nationwide. Since every state is different, a top USDA official told a federal judge it could take a few weeks to up to several months.
Today, the Seattle City Council approved spending $8 million to support local food banks and meal services through the end of the year. Council member Maritza Rivera.
I just cannot believe that in 2026, this is happening in the United States of America. It is not okay.
Money comes from the city's Rainy Day Fund. Mayor Harrell issued this civil emergency due to the uncertainty surrounding SNAP dollars. OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, is tapping into Amazon's massive cloud operation. CBS's Jason Brooks with details on the deal.
OpenAI says it will purchase $38 billion worth of data center capacity from Amazon using NVIDIA's processors. OpenAI at first will use existing Amazon data centers, with Amazon eventually building out that capacity for OpenAI, which has been on a spending spree of late, having announced agreements with NVIDIA, Oracle, Broadcom, and Google, totaling a combined $1.4 trillion. San Francisco-based OpenAI had an exclusive cloud agreement with Microsoft until earlier this year.
Now at 4:33, we go to Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Let's see, Seattle to Everett. We're doing all right, taking 45 minutes. It is crowded from the U District into Linwood, but there are no thick backups along this route at all. Bellevue to Everett, an hour 10. We're backed up from mid-Bellevue to Canyon Park, and we're really thick through Kirkland. South 5 heading into Seattle gets jammed up at Lake City Way. That carries you down to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, plan on 45 minutes. North 5 has remained the same all afternoon. It's thick from the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Those lake bridges are looking all right. Bellevue to Renton's at 40 minutes. It's heavy from 520 all the way down to the VMAC. Seattle to Federal Way is a 1-hour drive this afternoon, and it's really heavy from the south end of Boeing Field down to about south 260th heading into Federal Way. Renton to Puyallup at 55 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A dark gray night for tomorrow. We'll see some dry conditions and sun breaks, highs in the mid-50s. Right now, 46 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granello, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Heat waves. It's like a lid on a pot. High pressure traps heat and blocks out cool air. KIRO 7 Pinpoint Future Track alerts you to heat waves days in advance, and team coverage on KIRO 7 Pinpoint Alert Days keeps you plugged in so you can prepare and stay safe. Watch KIRO 7 Pinpoint Weather only on KIRO 7 News.
I'd say
heat waves.
Be prepared.
That's right.
Start planning now.
Please. Stay safe.
As we head into November. Okay. Bucky's Auto Service Centers. Make sure your car is ready for summer.
Heat waves.
Check the fluids. You don't want it overheating on the side of the highway. In case there's a
heat waves.
That's right. Bucky's Auto Service Centers, 16 locations, been around for 50 years. Can they update that copy?
Not our problem. We just read it like they give it.
I'll ask, and I'm not going to ask KIRO 7, but I'll ask our traffic guy and see if we can push for that.
All right. Thank you. I got a text message or Instagram. I don't really know how to get over there to see him, and then all of a sudden I saw somebody had written to me. It was Megan Fox. I was like, ooh, is that the beautiful actress? Here's the weird sort of side story of Megan Fox. Why she would be writing me, I don't know. But when Nick got divorced from her husband, he, about a week or 2 weeks later, ended up dating Megan Fox. And as much as that, like, really, burned Nick's britches, I said, hey, take it as a compliment. Yeah, that's pretty good. Husband goes over, Megan Fox? Isn't that positive?
I mean, it's one way to look at it.
Okay. Anyway, then it's Megan Fox. So then I see it, and then she writes there, I know this is a long shot, but my mom is a huge fan. I was like, Megan Fox? Says, Mom, listen to the show. And I realized, it's not the same Megan Fox. It's a different Megan Fox. It's a local Megan Fox whose mom loves the show. Would it be possible we're staying at St. Katie? That's not far from where you live. Well, there's any way that you could ever think, maybe, I know it's a long shot, of maybe surprising my mom, either at a restaurant or somewhere in town. And I thought, well, heck, sure, why not? So on Friday, I went to leave. I said to Joe, I got to hurry up and get home because I got to get up to Suncadia because this lady, Kathy, is a big fan. And you were looking at me like, why are you doing this?
Really? We didn't even talk. You didn't even hype it up on the air. We got no credit.
I can't hype it up on the air because it was going to be a surprise because I knew she'd be listening. So I put on a costume. I don't know what this costume was or who I was supposed to be. And we walked right up to the door. So Megan Fox, the daughter, had her mom answer the door. And I showed up in a costume. And she was really nice to give out candy. I think here it is right here for you YouTubers.
Oh, my God. Trick or treat.
That's Nick. That's Nick.
Yeah. Is that what you have? Oh, treat.
That's me. Here I am.
You want me to do it? Oh, yeah. That's nice.
Changing my voice.
Get over here. You want some too? Oh, okay. I'll have one.
Okay.
Guess who I am?
No, get away. You got yours.
Hey, stop it, Winston. Stop it. You know she curses in this.
I do. Trust me.
Okay, here we go.
John Curley?
Yeah.
Are you
Hey with the language.
Are you I'm sorry.
I'm
Nicole.
Third wife, Nicole. No, that's Nicole.
We heard you were having a party here, and so we thought we'd come over.
Yeah, I didn't know you could have a little potty mouth.
Can we just crash? Can we crash a party? I know your mouth. I've heard it a lot. Oh my gosh!
You have to give me a hug.
We heard there were really cool people here, so we thought we'd come. I would have dressed for you.
You look like
I know. No, I'm. Oh my God! You
Can you tell Nick's had a couple glasses of wine?
You're going to go to bed at 7. I'm like, how old is this lady?
Hey, girl, you're staying up.
I get up at 4.
Okay,
great. All right. Go through menopause.
Well, stay up because we're here.
Are you kidding me?
Is there any candy left?
Keep the white wine away from Nick. Okay, there we go. Bye. All right. Kathy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, John. Can I first apologize for that potty mouth? I'm a grandma, and I was just so shocked and excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I apologize.
Yeah. You kiss your grandkids with that mouth?
Not anymore.
I had to tell you, the funniest part of the whole thing is you sent me a photo. We had a picture taken there in that house that you guys were renting. And then you wrote back that my husband's response to this photo was what? What did you say?
I said, he said, guess I won't be on the front of our Christmas card this year.
That's right. It'll be right in there. Well, listen, I had the greatest time meeting your whole family. And here's what I love most about it, is that every year the daughters and the mothers get together and do an outing. Yeah. Is that right?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we go different places. We've been to Tennessee. We've been to different, places every year, and we just look so forward to it.
And how long have you been? How long has this the tradition of moms and daughters getting together been going on?
I think we thought maybe it was going on about 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm not really positive on that. We did talk about it, but of course, John, we ended up talking about you probably the rest of the
my
trip.
favorite subject. Yeah. But what is the? But why did you do it? When did the tradition begin?
We got older. We grew up together. You know, I was her daughter's godmother, and she's mine. And then all of a sudden, we were going different directions. So we just decided it was a good time to get together, plan it ahead of time. So we didn't put anything else on that calendar, and we do it every year. And it's just a highlight. There's only been one time that we had to cancel.
Yeah. And it's nice for the daughters because you don't spend as much time as you did when they were younger, and you get a chance to spend that time. Just I guess, how many of you? All like 5 or 6 of you? How many people are in there?
There's 5 of us. Lori and I have one daughter, and then she has a daughter-in-law. That was Leah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. And we're really close. I mean, we laugh. We have fun. Matter of fact, we went down to the Brick in town.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about you the whole time. They go, every time I said the name John, we had to take another drink. You know, you're kind of my idol in the field.
Well, you need to aim higher. And then I left my coat behind. I threw it in the garage because it wasn't part of my costume. And then you were nice enough to return my jacket. I appreciate that. And then you got a chance to come to the barn.
I did. We had a great time at the barn. We met Twiggy, and I forgot your other dog's name.
That's Lily. Yeah.
And Lily, we loved your dogs. We loved your barn. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Nick was so nice. It was a treat, trust me.
Well, let me tell you something. I find it to be. I marvel at the fact that people like you, and I have you in a class unto yourself there, Kathy, that listen to the show all the time and then enjoy the shenanigans. And I know that you appreciate Joe's laugh and what we do here so often, because it's just we're sitting in the studio. We don't know who's listening. We don't know who they're out there. And then when I got an invitation from your daughter to come meet you, I thought, well, why wouldn't I do that? It just seems like you give me your time. I could easily come up there and eat some of the charcuterie board and have you curse in my face. So I appreciate that.
Well, and I so appreciate it too. This is a highlight. This will not. We'll talk about this till the end. I could say it was just so much fun.
Well, well, thank you.
And I want you to know, when I saw your coat out there, I said, I'm going to auction it off.
Oh, yeah. That's going to get a lot of money there. Okay. All right. Well, listen, you get back to work. They're registering cars. You also said to me, if you ever need your car registered, make sure you come here.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And when you do, I'll treat you well.
Okay. That's what I want to hear. All right. Well, thank you, Kathy. It was lovely meeting you. And I continue that wonderful tradition of spending time with the family. That's probably the most important thing that you do. Have a great Thanksgiving with everybody, okay?
You too. Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye. There she goes. That was
spent
fun.
all night with them.
Huh?
You guys spent all night with
an
them.
hour there. Yeah, it was really fun. Really fun. There you go.
It looked like a nice house that she had.
It was they're renting that house up there in Sun Katy. It wasn't Megan Fox, the actress, but it was just
close enough.
Even more special. Yeah. All right, let's check Nate over there in traffic. Nathan.
Home Comfort Alliance has our update. Seattle to Everett, we're doing okay this afternoon. 45 minutes. It's crowded from the U District into Linwood. But again, no major thick backups along this route yet. Bellevue to Everett, though, an hour 10. We've got real thick backups between Kirkland and Totem Lake. That backup continues into Canyon Park before you thin out. South 5 is packed from Lake City Way to I-90. Linwood to Seattle's at 45 minutes. Bellevue to Renton will take you 40 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is a solid hour, and you're packed from the south end of Boeing Field all the way down to State Route 516. Tacoma to Olympia, plan on 45 minutes. You're slow in South Tacoma. Got about a 3-mile thick backup through the JBLM main gate, and then more slowing as you head into Olympia. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
When Nick kept telling me we need to get organized, and she's very organized, and I said, okay, what do you want to do? She said, we need new closets. I was like, oh, my God, closets, what's this going to cost? Do we really need this? And then she said, listen, it's going to improve the value of the house. We got to sell the barn. People are going to look for really fancy closets because it's a fancy-looking place. I said, okay, but just do me a favor. Try to find a local company, and if it's family-run, even better. And don't go to the first one you find on Google. So she searches around, puts in local, family, and you know what comes up? Closets by Design. I said, there we go. We're winning already. Closets by Design, 22 years, family-run business. They came out to the barn. We asked the nice designer. She sat there with Nick from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Oh, my God. And they completely customized the design in the master bedroom, the closet on the second floor, the garage, and then built cabinets downstairs in the laundry room. That's exactly what they said. Completely designed and customized for us. Didn't come in with a box of parts and try to jerry-rig them into the wall. It is designed, but you don't have the big design high prices. 40% off, plus 15% off, and 18 months financing and free installation. That's Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN, 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Who's got family coming to town this holiday season? I know I do. My parents will be staying at my house for a few days over Thanksgiving. And obviously, you want to make sure your home is prepared. You want to present a warm environment. And that starts with a well-heated, properly insulated home. Make sure your insulation is ready for that challenge this year by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come to your house, just like they did at mine, do a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and your attic. If your home has damaged insulation or no insulation in the attic or crawl space, get it fixed before the cold weather really shows up. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Yeah, 95%. But you got to act now because many of these rebates are ending at the end of the year, including federal incentives. Call Crawl Pros. They're the crawl space experts, and learn what's going on behind that crawl space and attic hatch for free. Then see what energy rebates you're eligible for. Go to crawlpros.com.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test. It's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living, and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Hey, football fans, Steve Rabel here. You know what makes Washington State truly special? It's the people, the everyday champions who serve, care, and connect. This fall, your local credit union, WSECU, is proud to celebrate 4 of these inspiring individuals as part of Washington's community champions. Serving Washington since 1957, WSECU is the only credit union named a Forbes Best Credit Union 5 years in a row. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your hero today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Whatever temperatures this winter brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training and skills, backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new heating system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. Visit BryantNorthwest.com for a dealer near you. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
One more little sort of my life story. Lewiston, Idaho's got a really great Boys and Girls Club there. It's growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and they attribute it primarily to the love that the community has for the Boys and Girls Club, but also the guy that directs it. This is, I work with a lot of nonprofits, and you really have to be in the nonprofit world. They're not going to pay you a lot of money, but you're just leading with your heart. You're trying to make changes, and you're trying to do the best, especially when it comes to Boys and Girls Club, which is a great organization. Well, they have a guy there that's been running this place now for I don't know how many years now. His name is John Evans. And he knew that the theme, every year they come up with a new theme. So the theme for the big gala they had this year was flashback to the 80s. So Evans decides, and they picked the theme, I think they picked it last year, that he, as the director, was going to really go all in, which would mean that he would need to grow his hair out into a mullet to be exactly like in the 80s. So there's his wife, Connie. This is prior to the decision to then commit himself 100% to the theme of the auction, to the gala. And at that point, he grows out a mullet. And as Connie told me, everywhere they went, she would have to apologize for John's behavior when they're like, my God, what's the deal with a mullet? And then he even went, that's prior to getting permed. And then I think on Friday night, he went into a hair salon there in Lewiston. I'm sure he's the only man in Lewiston, Idaho that has ever had his hair permed. They permed the back of the thing. So he was completely committed. Business in the front and party in the back. So it was all party in the back. And I was like, man, John, you have gone all out. When he first walked up to me, I didn't want to say anything because it looked ridiculous. But then when he told me, I grew this out, it took me a whole year in order to really, go all the way back to the 80s.
Did they do all right?
Yeah, I think there is which is amazing in this little town. I bet $975,000.
Attaboy.
Yeah, they had big money in there. We sold lots of rifles, a big old 1991 pickup truck.
Nice.
You're doing an auction in Lewiston, Idaho. You've 3 or 4 rifles, and then the big old truck and a bunch of other stuff and a flatbed, and then you get your driveway, asphalted. And it's funny because one guy comes up to me and goes, on the asphalt in the driveway, we're looking at about a 3-inch compounded on that. Well, how many inches on top? I'm like, yeah. How many inches on top? You want compounded push down and what kind of gravel, and then 3 inches. And I'm like, yeah. Anyway.
That's what I said.
There you go. Who doesn't want a few more inches? Exactly. That's what I said. Do that when it comes to driveway. All right, let's check traffic. Nate's looking at roadways. Nathan.
Yipper, AAA has our update. Seattle to Everett at 50 minutes. It's slow from the U District in through North Linwood. Bellevue to Everett has improved. We're down to a solid hour with a solid backup from Kirkland in through Canyon Park. Really thick still between 520 and 522. Linwood to Seattle, a 45-minute drive. South 5 slows through Linwood, and then it jams up at Lake City Way to I-90. North 5 is jam-packed at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, not too bad. 25 minutes on both of our bridge routes. Seattle to Federal Way, though, has been struggling all afternoon. A 1-hour drive. It's packed from the Boeing Access Road all the way past 516. And Tacoma to Olympia, give yourself 45 minutes. AAA Washington membership unlocks epic roadside rescues, hundreds of local perks and discounts, travel and insurance expertise, and more. Join today. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, if you are aging, and we all are, and you start to think, well, this is just what it feels like to get older, right? Aches and pains, you have trouble sleeping, maybe you notice that you're out of breath, you don't exercise as much as you were before, so then you start to fall into a more sedentary life. And then well, now the problems are starting to build up, right? Higher risk of heart disease and diabetes and cancer. But you think, well, this is just what happens when you get old. I should just accept this. There's no such thing as aging gracefully, but there is such thing as Longevity Medical Clinic. For 25 years, the doctors there have been using the latest science to be able to extend your life, to keep the big bad, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer away. Here's how it works. I can tell you because I've been a patient since 2009. 4 times a year, I do a blood draw, and then I'm on the phone or in person with my doctor for an entire hour. An hour, you say? Yes, you need an hour because the test is that extensive. They're looking for every single indicator of how you're aging. And then the good doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic are proactive to slow down or reverse those to give you more life. All you have to do is take the free health analysis to learn more. LongevityMedicalClinic.com. LongevityMedicalClinic.com.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Matt Defector.
The campaigns are wrapping up. It's time to vote.
If you haven't already.
Our old friend Dave Ross joins us with his thoughts on the big races.
OpenAI teams up with Amazon and the filibuster and why President Trump wants to kill it. New York Times investigative reporter David Farenthold on the big national stories.
Sully has traffic every 10 minutes.
Join us tomorrow 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Open enrollment for Medicare is underway. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man here. Get organized now with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's SHIBA program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says he's optimistic about ending the government shutdown this week and that the upper chamber would take its 14th vote on a House-passed funding bill that is tomorrow.
The victims of the Democrat shutdown are starting to pile up.
This now 34-day-long shutdown is set to become the longest on record, tomorrow surpassing the record set in 2019, Senate Democratic Leader Chuck Schumer.
If you watched Donald Trump this weekend on 60 Minutes, you saw a president utterly dismissive of the pain his policies have caused working people.
The Trump administration says it has found money to at least partially fund the SNAP program, but it's not clear when the money will appear on people's electronic benefits cards. CBS's Nancy Cordes at the White House.
The White House is warning that not only will SNAP benefits be half the size for now, but they could also be delayed by several months. Critics say the funds do exist if the administration wanted to give families their full allotment. Nearly 3 in 4 SNAP households are living at or below the poverty line.
The deadlock on Capitol Hill is still causing major disruptions at airports nationwide due to short staffing at TSA lines and in air traffic control towers. Only 2 of the 5 security lines at Bush Airport in Houston were open this morning, where Jonas Pearson's flight was delayed.
I mean, it's just unexpected. Obviously, we had to spend a night here last night. You know, it's just, what can you do about it?
Virginia will elect its first female governor tomorrow. Republican Virginia Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl-Sears says of her Democratic challenger, Abigail Spanberger.
We cannot afford this woman. She is just wrong for Virginia.
New Jersey will also choose a governor where the candidates are Republican Jack Ciattarelli and Democrat Mikey Sherrill. New York City will vote for a new mayor in a closely watched race between Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani and Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa and independent and former Governor Andrew Cuomo. And in California, there is Proposition 50 to decide whether Democrats can redraw their congressional map. President Trump says on social media that he is asking his transportation secretary to take a good long look at terminating New York City congestion pricing, adding that the city is getting killed by the governor's ridiculous pricing. Italian media is reporting that a worker who was pulled from the rubble of a collapsed medieval tower in Rome today has died in a hospital. This clerk at a nearby ice cream shop saw it.
There was one in the diagonal way, and then the second one is like the inside of the tower, and it collapsed like straight.
Authorities say the man had been helping to renovate the Torre dei Conti. And on Wall Street today, the Dow closed down 226 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Beefing up security in your ballot drop boxes. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thank you, Aaron. Emerald Queen Casino has our update. Seattle to Everett is a 50-minute drive. It's slow now from Lake City Way all the way through North Linwood, almost into South Everett now. Bellevue to Everett, a 1-hour commute. It's solid between Kirkland and Canyon Park. Linwood to Seattle, 40 minutes. South 5 has that typical backup through Linwood for a couple miles. And then you're jam-packed from Lake City Way down to I-90. North 5 jam-packed at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue, we're not doing too bad right now. 25-minute commute on both bridge routes. Seattle to Federal Way is a 1-hour commute, and it is really thick from the Boeing Access Road all the way past State Route 516. And on the water, the Port Townsend-Coopville Ferry Route is canceling a number of sailings tonight and tomorrow due to low tides, and those times are 5:15 coming up, and then the 6:45 from Port Townsend, and the 6 o'clock at 7:30 sailings out of Coopville. Comedian Tom Segura is back November 29th at the Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready for another night of nonstop laughs only at the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. Ballot drop boxes continue to fill up across the states a day before the general election. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha reports on added security at ballot boxes in Everett.
This year, Everett police are adding more security after last year when several boxes were set on fire, and nothing is stopping people from making their voice heard.
I hope it doesn't happen. I don't really have any concerns. I vote at every election, and this is just my opportunity to have my voice heard.
Election officials here and around the state are recommending using ballot drop boxes instead of the mail, since some election officials have seen delays with postmarks from the United States Postal Service.
Well, this year's ballots feature some Washington legislative races and one statewide measure. Stuart Holmes is elections director with the Secretary of State's office.
Voters should expect to see local
districts on their ballot. So you got your cities, your fire districts, your school boards, many of those smaller districts.
You have until 8 p.m. tomorrow to get those ballots in. A 21-year-old man is under arrest for an alleged drive-by shooting in Pioneer Square early yesterday morning. KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch reports the suspect was caught thanks to a Tesla parked nearby.
Seattle police were in the area near 2nd Avenue South and South Main Street just after 1:30 Sunday morning when they heard gunfire. They arrived and found 2 vehicles damaged and more evidence captured on a continuously recording Tesla camera. Here's SPD Detective Brian Pritchard.
And showed a man crouching behind the vehicle and firing gunshots.
The man jumped into a car and fled, but was captured about an hour later. He's expected to be charged with drive-by shooting and unlawful possession of a firearm. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
After their primetime win on Sunday Night Football, the Seahawks could be looking to switch up their roster. ESPN's Adam Schefter tells the Pat McAfee Show the Hawks are making some noise ahead of tomorrow's NFL trade deadline.
Something is going on in Seattle. Seattle would be a team to watch.
Hawks are tied for first place in the NFC West and are now seen as a top contender among many national media. Teams have until 1 p.m. tomorrow to make a move. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors, staying cloudy for tonight and mainly dry now that the rain has passed. Come tomorrow, sun breaks and highs in the mid-50s. Right now looking at 46 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line.
Please be normal.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Oh, here we go.
And I won't have it. Is that clear?
Okay, well, all right. Thank you, Andrew. We'll take that. Fine. That good enough? Close enough. Don't forget Teeny's still looking for a letter of the day.
Right.
1-888-973-5476. That again. $29.55. That's what it costs if you were to buy a brake pad at Walmart. That's where I looked it up. $29 to stop the car. Going 70 miles an hour, press down, the brake pad's not working properly. There's a lot of screeching and a lot of friction. And if it breaks, there's a bigger problem, then the car goes off the road and you have a bigger problem. A $29 brake pad. That's it. That's all you need. Chad Magendas, I look at you like a $29 brake pad. All right, my friend? Let me explain to everybody what happens. If Chad does not win, if he's not the senator, the folks that have been running up the bill there in Olympia will have very few things that will stop them. Because if right now they have a thing known as the trifecta. That's where the Senate, the governor is of one party, the Senate is of one party, and the Democrat and the House is of one party. And you can look at, like, California has been trifecta from 2011 all the way to, 2021. Washington, the state of Washington, we're in the trifecta that the Democrats control everything. But if we get a brake pad, like Chad Magendas, I don't see it on any of your campaign signs, what does one Republican in the Senate do for everybody in the state of Washington?
Well, right now, both chambers of the House and the Senate, Democratic supermajorities, three-fifths supermajorities. And so they don't even need a single Republican vote to pass the budget with all the bonds, because bonds require a three-fifths supermajority by the Constitution. And so the way they are right now, the only thing they would need to convince a Republican to support would be a constitutional amendment or something like that. It's a very rare case. And sadly, California is in that case where they have 2/3 majorities in their chambers. And so just being able to break the three-fifths supermajority means that they have to work with us a little bit.
Yeah.
And we can stop the worst of the worst. Now, ideally, I'd love to be in a situation like when I served back in 2013 to 2017, where we had bipartisan legislature. We had the Senate's in control of the Republicans in control of the Senate and Democrats in control of the House. And we had to work together on every bill. But at least just picking up this one seat, we'll be able to stop the worst of the worst.
Right, because if it gets even worse and they get to 2/3 majority, they can actually change the Washington state constitution.
Yeah, and they're going to go after an income tax, graduated income tax. They might, pull back the 3/5 majority required to pass bonds, which would affect both the state and all of your local property taxes, because we have bonds that go out to schools all the time. There's a lot of protections that we have inside the Constitution that they're anxious to to get their hands into. They've even said outright that they'd love to further disable the initiative system, which is really our only checks and balances on their power right now. And they've done everything within the Constitution that they could do. If they get their hands into the Constitution, they could shut it down entirely.
So if I'm adding up everything that your opponent, Victoria Hunt, voted for, I think it's $9.4 billion. Check. I like that. She says $3.2 billion for transportation budget. Oh, yeah. $2 billion as well. That's in addition. That's in taxes. And then $1.5 billion and more taxes, sale taxes included in there. That's $2 billion. So altogether, added all up, is $15 billion of taxes. And your opponent seemed to be in favor of this. I think they don't refer to them as taxes. They refer to them as investments or revenue.
Investments, yes. She's been a good soldier. She has voted party line on every single thing that's come in front of her. And that was something that I had as an advantage last year when I ran against Bill Ramos, is that at that point, he had the most partisan voting record in the 5th District, going all the way back to when they first started publishing results, which is over 34 years ago. And I had the most independent record. And I was kind of bummed that I was going to have to give up that talking point. But she came in and she actually blew him away. She's actually more partisan than Bill. And so I can still use that same talking point.
So it still works for you.
For
people that don't know you, you worked on a nuclear submarine. You then went to Microsoft, worked at Microsoft in the glory years of Microsoft. Then you decided to dedicate your life to teaching as well. You teach computer science classes. And I don't know if you still do this or not, but I remember a number of years ago, you and I were talking about what was happening in schools. I don't think the term woke was used at that time. But you said to me, well, I don't make them, but I still do the Pledge of Allegiance in my class. And I tell the kids, if they don't want to stand, they don't have to. Just be respectful for those that are standing, but I will continue to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Do you still do that?
I still do, yeah. And I'm actually surprised when I sub for other teachers that they don't, because obviously I'm in my classroom when the announcements are going on. I don't see what the other teachers throughout the school are doing. But every time I've covered for somebody during second period when we do the announcements, nobody's ever standing up. And there's no coercion involved there. But I will tell them stories about, I've visited 30 countries. I've visited every single state in the union. And, they'll be thinking, oh, Scandinavia, that's the ideal system. It's like, well, I visited Scandinavia. It's beautiful. They have a very homogenous, makeup of their demographics. And, they're paying over 50% in income tax. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Finland requiring mandatory military service? And so these are good conversations to have.
Yeah. That
they're not getting from anywhere else in our public school system.
The other thing I remember reading about you, Chad, is that during the whole COVID lockdown, the kids were online, classes could be online. And then you said, well, listen, since the classes are opened again, is it okay if I have the cameras on in my class, since we had it on before and there's obviously no privacy problems because we had them on before? I'm going to keep the cameras on.
Yep.
Still the case?
I still do that. And the kids can go back and watch all the recordings if they weren't paying attention or maybe they missed a class. Parents at any time could just hop on their kid's laptop and, visit my classroom as if they were just able to sit in the back of the class. I have to bring my A game because I'm going to be recorded, but the kids do too. And so I really don't have any problems with classroom management because they know that everything's on the record. And what really convinced me of this was a conversation I had with law enforcement back when we were talking about body cams when I was in the legislature. And I was like, you guys seriously don't want body cams, do you? And you're like, oh, no, we love body cams. And I said, really? You want to have your life under that kind of, focus? Everything you do is on the record? And they're like, no, you don't understand. 99+% of the time, that camera is going to back up our version of the story. And so we want those cameras on.
Yeah, everybody's in the
I've gotten used to it. Everything we did in the legislature, on the floor, in the committee hearings, everything we did in the school board, when I was president of the school board, that was Open Public Meeting Act. I'm used to working in the public eye, especially when we're on the public payroll, and it seems to make sense to me.
Yeah, it does make sense, but things that make sense are often sort of ignored. I got to say something, Chad. I think because we've had Ann Davison in, we had Bruce Harrell came in, Katie Wilson's been in. I think the uphill climb for anybody out there is the fact that especially if you're a Republican or at least a moderate Democrat or consider yourself to be an independent, I think they feel broken. I always say this to Jim Walsh. It's like you guys are the opposing team to the Harlem Globetrotters. People, it's just at this point, you probably have about 3,000 votes that you need to get. You're not going to be able to convince somebody to all of a sudden go, well, it's between a tax and spend person or Chad. I don't really know. You got to just motivate the person to take that piece of paper off their kitchen table and stick it in the ballot box. That's it, right?
Yeah. And that's frankly a lot easier than trying to convince somebody who wouldn't vote for you to vote for you. If you got a conservative who's just not sending in their ballot. So we've been hitting a lot of doors these last few weeks, knocking on doors saying, hey, can we help you with your ballot? Do you need any assistance just getting it to a ballot box? If you have any questions, we're there to answer the questions. But I think a lot of people who were involved with last year's election, because it was such a high profile election and we always focus on the top of the ticket, they think that these odd years don't matter. But as you pointed out earlier, one vote in the Senate can break that supermajority and really change the landscape quite a bit.
Yeah, and I was reading the study that was done. That's where I found the whole trifecta stuff. And it's unhealthy, I think, for a republic to only have one force in the lawmaking position, because the voice of the others gets shut out and is on. And then you can't get the minority protected, right? We don't have a democracy. We have a constitutional republic, and that basically protects the minority. But the minority voice is not heard, and then people become less and less engaged. And I was doing through the studies, if the Republicans control, and I'm not saying this is good, if the Republicans control most of the time in trifectas, there's cuts, reduced in spending. And then typically when Democrats are in control, significant revenue increases. And this is across the board for the last 20 years. In the 14 states Republicans held continuous control, 4 states where Democrats had it, the basic action was cut or raise taxes. So this, unfortunately for the state of Washington, the last $3.9 billion has just is a punch in the stomach for anybody sitting there just saying, well, what can I do? I mean, here they come now. I think
especially if you look at it, like just the last 8 years, the budget has doubled since I left the legislature. Not many of us can look back and say our salaries have doubled over 8 years. So we're expected to live within our means, but not Olympia.
So is Chad Mogendas the only thing that stands between, the average citizen of Washington and communism? I'm kidding.
I don't think I'd go that far. But as far as breaking the 3/5 supermajority, either picking up this seat in the 5th district or in the 26th with Michelle Collier will break that majority. And ideally, we'd like to get both these seats, because then at that point, we're only 4 seats away from a majority. And people get really depressed thinking, oh man, we're never going to make this up. We've been so hard blue for so long. Well, I mean, I'm evidence to the fact that we did have a bipartisan legislature not that long ago. In 2008, we actually had fewer Senate seats then than we do now. Yeah. And by 2012, we had the majority coalition. We had a couple moderate Democrats come over to join this majority coalition, and we had a bipartisan legislature. So it can happen quickly if we establish the changing of the guard.
Okay, so what's the Republican Party doing wrong in the state of Washington?
Well, we are like herding cats. We pride ourselves on our independence. A lot of us feel strongly about our opinions, and we don't take direction very well. When I was in the caucus, they didn't lock us up and make us vote a particular way ever. Mm-hmm. And the other side is very good at that. You could argue that it's herding cats versus herding lemmings. I mean, they will follow the party right off the edge of the cliff, even with fiscal policies that we know economically, historically have never worked, because they have that kind of loyalty. We don't, and we tend to fracture. You saw this, very prevalent in the gubernatorial election last year, where you had kind of the hard right, with Semi Bird, and the moderates with Dave Reichert, and that was a schism in the party that's frankly still healing.
The party needs to get its act together, because last time you ran, they didn't do butkus for you, nothing. I mean, well, how much money did you raise on your own?
$57,000. Yeah, and I got 48%. One-man campaign. I did everything. I did my website, my PDC filing, my marketing, my my ads, I did everything, and still came out with 48%. Outperformed Trump more than any potential GOP pickup in the entire state.
And speaking of Trump, I think there's a new ad out against you. Did they put Trump hair on you? Is that they've done?
They did. Yes, you saw that?
Yes.
Well, what I love about it is that the same PAC is running ads saying that we're ultra MAGA,
yes,
and running ads saying that we're rhinos. Right. It's like, okay, make up your mind.
I think Jason Rantz,
hard right or the hard left or what?
Yeah, Rantz has the story that the people that are the PAC that's sending that out, they're sending both of them out so you get both of the same house. So you get like, hey, they're MAGA. And then, they're rhinos. They're not real Republicans. Like, so the PAC is sent to everybody. They get both of them. So I guess they're just trying to get people either with bad short-term memory problems or schizophrenia or something like that. But how do you look with
Well, it is a legit strategy because I have to thread a needle. I have to keep my base and I have to pick up the swing voters.
Right.
That's my route to victory. So if they can lob a grenade, Frank Chop used to call it a wedge issue. He'd bring up a wedge issue. Usually it was abortion or something like that. That would divide the caucus.
Yeah.
And effectively paralyze us. That's all that they need to win here. And they kind of know it. It seems kind of crazy with them running, completely opposite ads, especially if it's arriving at the same house.
Yeah.
But there is a method to their madness.
Yeah. Again, it's so simple. If you need only 3,000 votes and people are sitting there complaining and they're now starting to notice as all these sales taxes and the property taxes continue to increase. And I think the direct theft into the CCA, rather than just feeling like you can't do anything, put the ballot in the mail, and at least you'll have one voice in there that would. And Chad, I've known you for probably 20 years. You're a reasonable guy. You're really good at sort of being able to extend the open hand or the olive branch, or at least be able to explain why this would make a better law and how the outcome could be better served for everybody as opposed to the special interest. So again, I'm directly just imploring anybody. If you don't like the direction or you think it's going too fast in the direction that's costing you more money, put the ballot in the mail and get Chad in there, for crying out loud. By the way, who's going to teach your class?
They don't get
if you leave.
Seattle Times endorsements and outstanding.
That's right. The Seattle Times endorsed you. Crazy.
Yes.
All right. Well, who takes over your class if you get elected?
Oh, well, I'll have a long-term sub, and fortunately it's a short session, but I'll probably have to retire from teaching just because I don't want to do that to the kids every year.
Yeah,
but
I got
They do have a mechanism in place for us to get a long-term sub while I'm in session.
Well, we'll all stand now for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
All right, here he goes. All righty. Check and track with Nate. Nathan, what do you got out there?
It's a busy commute today. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Seattle to Everett taking 50 minutes. It's slow from Lake City Way through North Linwood. Bellevue to Everett has improved a bit at 55 minutes. Still solid from Kirkland into Alderwood now. Hefty volumes through parts of Kirkland and Totem Lake. Linwood to Seattle's at 40 minutes. South 5 slows through Linwood, your typical couple miles there. And then it's jam-packed again from Lake City Way to I-90. North 5, you're going to jam up at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue is at 25 minutes on 520. A little longer at half hour on I-90. Seattle to Federal Way, we've improved to 50 minutes. It's still pretty heavy from the Boeing Access Road all the way down to State Route 516. Renton to Puyallup on southbound 167 is improved to 45 minutes. But you're in a pretty solid backup from Renton all the way into Puyallup. Tacoma to Olympia is at 50 minutes. This report brought to you by Closets by Design. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to Closets by Design to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I was turning into one of those old farts, sit around and talk about, oh, my hip's bad. I got to get a bad hip. I can't move. I got a poor baby. Complain. The other person, I got a bad knee. You know what I do now? Now I tell everybody I had a bad hip, was supposed to get surgery. I got stem cell procedure. It's amazing how many people go, oh, I've heard of that. How does that work? And I used to be like saying, listen, if you got a bad elbow or knee or wrist, shoulder, hip like mine, and you thinking about surgery, I'll say to them, wait, before you do that, do what I did. Go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at the Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. The guy's done 20,000 of these procedures, and it is amazing. When I said to him, how many stem cells are you going to pull out of me? He goes, probably be about 600 billion. And then they spin it down, they add a little bit of fat, inject it in there. And I said, when will I start to notice a change? He goes, pretty soon. You're going to notice it pretty soon. And sure enough, within a couple of days, I feel great. I can't wait to go in and see him and tell him how great I feel. So again, a bad shoulder, elbow, wrist, elbow, knee. You know, if it's a bone on bone you're talking about, go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
We've already had our change of seasons. Now it's time for the changing conditions on the mountain passes. Putting on those chains is a great skill to have if you're heading over the mountains for Thanksgiving. Studded tires are okay, but chain requirements are back. Emphasis patrols are starting this week. I'll tell you about it tomorrow in Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
One thing you can always count on is a change in the weather. Time to protect your home now with the help from the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team delivers exceptional craftsmanship, whether it's a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Call Integrity at 206-202-ROOF or visit online at integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Veterans Day is a moment where we express gratitude towards the folks who have served on our behalf, our veterans. And Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates veterans of all branches and their families on Veterans Day and every day of the year. They serve over 2 million veterans, and as a veteran, you can become a member and access exclusive rates, discounts, and financial tools for the whole family. Become a member at NavyFederal.org/veterans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. Funding for federal food benefits will continue this month, but only partially. CBS's Vicki Barker reports the Trump administration is tapping into a contingency fund to pay for SNAP.
The Justice Department only just met the noon deadline set by 2 federal judges who ordered that the food aid payments should continue despite the government shutdown. But there's only enough money in the SNAP program's contingency fund to pay about half the normal level of benefits this month, and it's not clear how long it'll take even those reduced benefits to reach the 1 in 8 Americans who rely on them. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Seattle City Council approves an emergency proclamation to make up for some of that lost SNAP funding. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch explains.
Currently, there are more than 50,000 people in Seattle who depend on SNAP, and their benefits ran out November 1st. The City Council voted unanimously 9-0 to support the proclamation and free up $8 million to fund SNAP through the end of the year. Councilmember Alexis Mercedes Rink.
The federal government has the power to turn this funding back on, even during a shutdown, and they simply lack the will to do so. This is a choice.
Money from the city will come from its $85 million discretionary subfund. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, has now signed a $38 billion deal with Amazon. CBS News tech contributor Ian Scher.
OpenAI's deal with Amazon is a vote of confidence in the cloud provider, which is important a couple of weeks after a technical glitch at Amazon took down vast swaths of the internet.
And this deal follows OpenAI's recent pivot away from Microsoft as its sole cloud provider. Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh is officially a finalist for the American League MVP.
The pitch to Cal, swinging a drive, deep to right field. There it is, number 60.
Raleigh's 60 home runs set a record for a catcher and a switch hitter. The winner will be announced November 13th. And the Mariners' Dan Wilson, he was also named a finalist for Manager of the Year. Takes us to 5:32. We have Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
This report brought to you by ProSculpt. Seattle to Everett, plan on 50 minutes. It's slow from Northgate into Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes. It's solid now from mid-Bellevue all the way into Alderwood with a couple breaks scattered here and there. Once you get into Everett, we've got a new collision. It's North 5 approaching Broadway. It's blocking the HOV lane. That's why you're backed up bumper to bumper to the Boeing Freeway. But once you clear this backup, you're good to go. Everett to Marysville, just a 10-minute drive. Linwood to Seattle, 40 minutes. South 5 has about 2 miles of slowing through Linwood, and then you're jam-packed again from about 80th now down to I-90. North 5 is packed from the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Southbound 99 suddenly packed from the stadiums down to the West Seattle Bridge. We might have a new crash there. Seattle to Federal Way, 50 minutes. It's packed from the Boeing Access Road down to 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 45 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia is a 50-minute commute. ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Light rain tapering off and on for tonight. Mainly dry tomorrow, windy and wet Wednesday through Friday. Right now, 46 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Taney, let's get ready to spin the wheel. That's right, the Wilcox Fleming Farms Eggs Recipe Wheel will spin now with names of all the players who are on the board. Red, green, yellow, green, purple, orange, adding new colors and new names all the time. Will it be Sophia? Will it be Joe? How about, Aaron? Wow. Didn't see that coming.
Let's go with egg salad.
Classic.
Have we not done that yet?
Never done egg salad.
There's mustard, mayo, and hard-boiled egg. You chop it up, mix it all up.
Oh.
Wow. What else you throw in there? Green onions, maybe? I don't know.
Yes.
Whoa, Nate loves the green onions.
Yeah, something green for Nate.
It's classic.
Classic.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Get out of town. Whatever. Yeah. There's your egg salad is a Wilcox Fleming Farm Eggs recipe. That's going to be in there. That's got to be a favorite. I mean, Aaron just kind of threw that one out, Larry. You got a million
He's
of them.
He's a pro.
You got a million of them. A million of them. All right. Who's coming on, Rick?
I'm Rick Riz with a reminder to join KOZI Saturday mornings with my good buddy Ry Curley, one of the most talented young broadcasters in the Pacific Northwest, and a second cup of coffee at 8:45 Saturday mornings on Cozy.
Yeah, Cozy. Yeah, the young man predicted the final score would be 31-23. Pretty good, Rye.
Yeah. Well, who could have predicted that? Huh?
Huh? How about that?
Who? Yeah.
I gotta say something. Where were you when the Seahawks announced that they were going to get Sam as the quarterback?
I was in the parking lot of Cozy Radio.
Okay. No, I don't mean that physically. Where were you? I mean, like, how did you feel about it intellectually and emotionally?
I understood it. I understood it from a schematic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta the free agency market was pretty bare for quarterbacks this year, and the Darnold thing last year was so interesting because he played incredibly well. Was almost an MVP candidate throughout the course of the year with the Vikings, and he really flailed out and looked bad. It was flat out bad to end the year with Minnesota. So the narrative was right there for the harebrained fan, and they would say, look, he had a great head coach and he had a lot of great receivers that just sort of carried him throughout the year. And then he got into the playoffs playing better teams. Teams now have 17 weeks of tape on him. And there he is. It's the Sam Darnold we've all known and seen throughout his career. So Seattle signs him sort of, and he's kind of limping in a way. People are going, Darnold, come on, 3 years for Sam Darnold. So I was tentative, and I still am, honestly.
Wait, hey, tentative?
21
for 24, 300 yards.
It was the perfect. It was an equivalent of a perfect game, really, for Sam Darnold. He was amazing, and the way he threw the ball, his pocket presence, his accuracy, his decisiveness, the way he conducts that offense, like he's been in that offense for a decade, even though it's just been 7 weeks. It's unbelievable. But you never know. Right, the other shoe could always drop. Right, that was the great thing about having Russell on the team for so long. You knew what you were going to get. You were going to get Russell Wilson, and if he played poorly, whatever. That rarely even happened. But it's like with Darnold, you're still sort of rolling the dice. But man, yesterday was just a dream. It was incredible. Like all year, Mike McDonald, even after wins, they came into this game 5-2. He would say, good, we won, but we got to there's so many things we can still get better at. We got to get better. We got to get better. We can do this better. We can do that better. We can start running the ball. We could be better in the second half. Our defense could be more opportunistic. We can win the turnover battle. We could be better on third down. And yesterday, literally all of that happened. It was a perfect game. And this cleansed everything for me. This was like, I think back to 2020, COVID year, we played the Bills and they boat raced us. I think to 2022, we played the Raiders. Josh Jacobs ran for like 280 yards and an 80-yard walk-off run in overtime. I think to 2017, we played the Rams in the rain in Seattle, and it was like the last gasp of the Legion of Boom Super Bowl era Seahawks, and they beat us 56-0. And they came out and said, it's like playing the Cleveland Browns. And all of that has stuck with me for the past
Wait, I'm going to take you back even further. Do you remember Seahawks Atlanta Falcons?
Yes. 2012.
Okay.
Divisional game.
The game ends, and you turn to me. Do you remember what you said to me?
Like, is that it?
That's what you said. So you were 10 years old or 11 years old, and you turned to me. We were sitting on the couch. We were at somebody else's house, and you said, so that's it? It's over? I said, yeah, it's over. You're like, it's all over? This is how it ends? This is it? This is how it ends? So then here you are, all the losses, all the heartbreak, and then yesterday, it was all washed away.
JSN is wide right. Looks like he has some double coverage. Sam is under center. He's looking back to the left side. He's going to throw down the seam. Got a man out there. The ball is caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. The rookies are going nuts tonight. It's Arroyo who makes the catch. The touchdown reception from 26 yards out. And Elijah Arroyo, the rookie out of Miami, who can do so many things, just put the Seahawks up now 20-0, awaiting the 21st point. And the locals are not happy here outside of Washington, D.C.
Hit the road.
Hit the road. How much of the bye week and getting that time and getting that rest, how much of that is attributed to this big victory against the Commanders?
I think there's an element. We didn't come back as healthy as I thought we'd be. In fact, we had two really key players injure themselves in practice. One of them being our starting safety, Julian Love, who's now on IR, so he'll miss at least 4 weeks. And then Cooper Kupp injured his hamstring or something in practice. But I think the break was nice. I don't know. I expected to see more fight out of a Washington Commanders team. Blowouts in the NFL are so hard. That is as close to as you're going to get to a blowout. And it was so beautiful. That team yesterday, this is the best Seahawks team they've fielded in 12 years. It really does feel that way. I think you look back across some of the other years where they did have good records, a lot of that seemed like empty calories and just sort of there was faulty premises and foundations to those teams. This team they've got it all. I don't really even see a weakness. Now, you have to look at our losses, a loss on the goal line to the Niners in week 1, and then a shootout loss to the Buccaneers. You have to take that into account, but there's plenty of excuses we can dish out for those games. So we could easily be 8-0. You think like the sports cliche of like, did they turn the corner last night? I don't think we turned the corner. I think we grew wings and V1 rotate into the stratosphere last night. It was amazing.
Wow. Well, you must be really looking forward to the Cardinals. Seahawks playing the Cardinals at home. Cardinals are 2-5, and you're going to be there at the game. And boy, I know when you love going to a game, you love to sit with people that have absolutely no idea what's happening on the field. And you're going to be sitting with 2 or 3 people, or 2 people anyway, that are absolutely blind to every single thing that'll be occurring right in front of them.
It's okay. I'll enlighten them.
You're going with Nick.
Yeah.
And her daughter.
And then I did invite someone. I hope that's okay.
Of course. You looking forward to this, sitting there?
Absolutely. Well, I don't know, because, yes, of course. Nick and Sam are lovely.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's the thing about divisional opponents is like when you're flying high, they bring you back down to earth. And if you're scumming along the bottom of the ocean, you sort of get elevated. Everything is awash with divisional opponents. I know we have dominated the Cardinals in recent history, but you just never know and who's going to play quarterback for them. We don't know if it'll be Brissett or Murray, but I think that game's going to make a lot of press last night.
Yes.
These next 2 games for Seattle, especially this upcoming one, these are the games you got to look out for. These are going to be the telltale games. How do they respond after, massive win and celebration and party and just jubilation all around? Now you got to play a team that's going to grind it out that you're so familiar with. And the Cardinals figured something out in that game against us on Thursday night, week whatever that was, 3.
Yeah.
Like they came back and tied it on us.
Yeah.
The clock just ran out. They clearly figured something out. So I wouldn't go into that one so blithely and just say, that's a win. We're going to win every game. We're going to the Super Bowl. These are going to be tough.
Okay. All right. But V2 rotate on this team.
V1. No one probably should have explained that.
It's all right. We have a lot of folks that love to fly. So.
Okay, good. Then they enjoyed that.
They enjoyed. Okay, good. Okay, final prediction for the game coming up against the Cardinals.
21-16 Seahawks.
There you go. Boom. Take it to the bank. Thank you, Rye Roller. Let's get back to work.
All right.
All right, there he goes from KOZI, your ticket to great sports, community radio. And of course, Second Cup of Coffee on Saturdays. If you're looking to buy a dirty mattress, Rye knows where you can find one. Thank you, Rye.
Yeah.
There he goes, out the door. Let's check Nate. Nate's got traffic. Nathan.
All right, got a new stall up in Bothell, North 405 at 160th. It's partially blocking that off-ramp, and it's adding to a bumper-to-bumper backup starting at 520. Yeah, Bellevue to Everett taking 1 hour, 45 minutes to Linwood. Up in Everett, North 5, just a little past the Boeing Freeway, we got a collision blocking the HOV lane. You're backed up to the Everett Mall. Once you clear this backup, though, you're wide open. Everett to Marysville, 10 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. South 5 still slows a bit through Linwood, and then it's jam-packed from 85th to I-90. North 5 is packed around the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Southbound 99 jam-packed from the stadiums to the West Seattle Bridge, where we must have a crash. It's out of my camera view, so I can't quite see exactly what our holdup is here, but I haven't received any reports to confirm this yet either. In the Port Townsend-Coopville ferry route, canceling a number of sailings tonight and tomorrow night due to low tides. We've already canceled the 5:15 out of Port Townsend. Next up, 6:45 from Port Townsend, and then the 6 o'clock and 7:30 sailings out of Coopville. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Back to Nate, and that's the 20th time that Joe has left his mic on, shortening Joe's life. So I'm going to recommend that Joe go to Longevity Medical Clinic. If you've noticed on your social media feeds, there's all these longevity people that are suddenly popping up and telling you they're going to help you, that they've got the latest and you can inject NAD, amino proteins, and you can do this and you can do that. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, whoa, hold on, everybody. Longevity Medical Clinic in Tacoma and Kirkland have been doing this for 25 years. When Dr. Mixon first started, and everybody's like, oh, poo-poo on that, that's not true. And he's like, no, the science proves. If you just want to go and use this standard, which everybody has been using, but if you want to actually extend your life, the science can prove it, that you can make small changes and you can be proactive to be able to slow down the aging process. It works. It's proven. There's thousands of people that have been going to Longevity Medical Clinic for years and years and years and years, enjoying the great science and extending their lives. I can tell you, I've been a patient since 2009. Take the free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Seattle's morning news.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor.
The campaigns are wrapping up. It's time to vote.
If you haven't already.
Our old friend Dave Ross joins us with his thoughts on the big races.
OpenAI teams up with Amazon and the filibuster and why President Trump wants to kill it. New York Times investigative reporter David Farenthold on the big national stories.
Sully has traffic every 10 minutes.
Join us tomorrow 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Is leaking in rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Who's got family coming to town this holiday season? I know I do. My parents will be staying at my house for a few days over Thanksgiving, and obviously you want to make sure your home is prepared. You want to present a warm environment, and that starts with a well-heated, properly insulated home. Make sure your insulation is ready for that challenge this year by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come to your house, just like they did at mine, do a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and your attic. If your home has damaged insulation or no insulation in the attic or crawl space, get it fixed before the cold weather really shows up. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Yeah, 95%. But you got to act now because many of these rebates are ending at the end of the year, including federal incentives. Call Crawl Pros. They're the crawl space experts and learn what's going on behind that crawl space and attic hatch for free. Then see what energy rebates you're eligible for. Go to crawlpros.com.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you. Because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
What's your holiday tradition? For most, it's gathering with a joyful meal. Unfortunately, for many families, that tradition feels out of reach. To help, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors the next time you're at Safeway checkout or visit nourishingneighbors.com.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Pendergast Law.
All right, do we have time? Or is she going to be a short version?
Version.
Truncated. Hudson, if you'd be so kind. That's good enough. Thank you, Hudson. Appreciate that. We'll get the letter of the day. First, take care of all the rest. Joseph?
Doug in Mount Vernon says, John Curley is going eccentric. He's using Advanced Hair to grow out his ear hairs for a comb over.
Yes, I am. I have an idea for earbuds for seniors. It's an earbud, but it's covered in hair.
Oh, nice.
Patent pending. Carrie in Cedar Woolley says, most people don't know this, but Nate talks with his hands when doing traffic. Oh, no, it's all going to be in the documentary about Nate.
Extra show. Andrew in the 509 says, wait, Black Bart was real? I thought he was just made up by Ralphie on Christmas Story.
He's real. Oh, yeah, that's what you get here. 425, Black Bart used a 10-gauge cut-down double barrel. Yes, it was unloaded.
How about that? Election Day Eve, RC in Edmonds says, Curley, thank you for telling the ugly truth about politics in the state and giving Washington Republicans a voice.
Oh, well, you're welcome, RC. I try not to be biased. Fernando, careful, Curly. Don't lose this election for Ann. I know. Oh.
Bonnie in Seattle says, Ann Davison is a gem. She's the one candidate on the whole ballot that I had no doubt I would be casting my vote for. Ann, I hope you win.
Elliot in Seattle says, if you don't arrest and prosecute criminals, crime stats will look great. True that.
Sue on the Cedar River on Chad Magendas. I'm independent, but typically vote Democrat because I refuse to vote for Republicans. But I did vote for this guy. He's been a rep of mine before, and I really liked him, and he's the kind of Republican we need in D.C.
Ooh, how about that? Carla, 425 says, Joe, who is this guy? I want to vote for him. If he's on my ballot. He's in the 5th district.
Yeah, not on mine, but I would also like to vote for him.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, this is from Colin in Seattle, or Colin in Bellevue, and we'll have to...
Oh, wow.
Okay, we're going to get back to Colin tomorrow.
And now it long is letter.
For the letter of the day.
Thank you, Teeny. The show moves on. You can't stop it.
4:30 tomorrow. 4:30
okay,
tomorrow.
Colin, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, put this off to the side. Go ahead.
This is from Roger in University Place on the Mississippi Monkey Slayer. There once was a cute little monkey that just wanted to get a bit funky. It all happened so fast, there was a shotgun blast. Now the monkey is feeding the grass.
Oh, I love monkeys.
Thank you, Sherry.
Poor monkey.
Poor monkey. When you see the monkey gut, she'll take you over there and show you the
That's right.
Sheesh. All right, well, there we go for a Monday, huh?
That's all
I should be doing another hour. Make it seem like it's live.
Good idea.
Leave all the mistakes in, Andrew. There we go. Let's check with Nate and his wild hands. There he is doing traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. We cleared our stall north 405 in Bothell at 160th. The backup is thinning down, but still heavy between Kirkland and Totem Lake. Bellevue to Everett will take you an hour, 10 minutes, 50 minutes to Linwood. But now that we opened up a couple lanes here, this will start to thin out that backup. Everett, we cleared our crash north 5, a little past the Boeing Freeway. Still looking at a thick backup on either side of the Boeing Freeway. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. South 5 still slows in Linwood for a couple miles, and then you're jam-packed from 85th down to I-90. Southbound 99 still thick from the stadium to the West Seattle Bridge. Seattle to Federal Way has improved to 45 minutes. Renton to Puyallup is clearing out nicely. We're down to 35 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
We've already had our change of seasons. Now it's time for the changing conditions on the mountain passes. Putting on those chains is a great skill to have if you're heading over the mountains for Thanksgiving. Studded tires are okay, but chain requirements are back. Emphasis patrols are starting this week. I'll tell you about it tomorrow in Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
I was blown away.
In a good way?
A very good way.
How so?
By the generosity of our neighbors.
Nice.
When Apollo Plumbing pledged our service fees.
Oh, right. To benefit Seattle Children's Hospital?
All month.
All the way to $20,000.
And even more, as it turns out.
That is generous.
It was more than I could have imagined.
It's a good feeling.
Which is why I'm taking a minute to say thanks.
To all of us who called Apollo?
And those who donated even more.
On your website. Right.
You made it possible for us to help Seattle children.
Helping them provide patient care, support research,
and ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
Because we called Apollo Plumbing
and made donations through our website.
Even more for Seattle Children's.
Thank you for helping us help them.
Giving is a good thing.
We're grateful to all who did.
It's good knowing Apollo Plumbing cares.
It's good knowing we're ready right now too, right?
Sure. That's what makes you Apollo Plumbing.
You call, we come.
It's fixed.
Guaranteed.
Gotta love Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com. Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Download the KIRO News Radio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO News Radio app.
Once again, homeowners have voted Valentine Roofing the best roofing company in the Pacific Northwest. That makes 3 years running. Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. That's why I was confident when that red Valentine van pulled up to my house, I was going to get the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and a team that always goes the extra mile. Valentine Roofing helps you protect what matters most and backs every new roof with a lifetime warranty. But they do more than just roofs. If you need your gutters cleaned or installed, attic insulation, even exterior cleaning, and custom holiday lighting, you can count on the pros at Valentine. And if you have a leak and need help now, with Valentine's Leak Stop Guarantee, they'll stop the leak in your old roof for free until your brand new Valentine roof can be safely installed. Because Valentine doesn't just replace roofs, they protect homes, and they start protecting yours the moment you call. And with flexible financing options, including 0 down and 0% interest, taking care of your home has never been easier. Go to valentineroof.com or call 206 Roofing and get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO